And good morning. We are on Apex Brotherhood. It is the 20th of April 2026. I'm Evan Bourne, and this is the London Open. So, thanks for the introduction from Will on his stream. This is the year that he was mentioning. I've spent a little bit of time on this, trying to iron out some I won't say bugs, but just iron out some things that I needed to get done to it, which I've added at least 10 different EMAs, which have got their own bandwidths and everything like that you can choose from. As you can see, I'm at the minute I'm using Alma and at a length of 170. I'm on oil at the minute, crude oil. I'm on my Vantage account, which is my 100 to a grand challenge with Scott. So I'm hoping that this bot is going to earn me a little bit of profits a little bit faster than what Scott's earning it. So yeah, we've got a little competition going on with that. I'm sure he'll update you on his stream, how he's getting on with that. So it backtests itself out of 100 trades. Once you're changing the lengths of the EMA, everything on the ear, all the dials change, right from the negative all the way up into the positive. At the minute, the 100 trades split 50-50, obviously, long shorts. At the minute, I've got it set to a 50% win rate. So on the back test, it's actually a 50% win rate and 50 losses. So out of those 50 wins, it's hit TP1 obviously 50 times because that's classed as a win. It's hit TP2 31 times and it's hit TP3 19 times, which with the wins and the losses combined has given us a R rating of 81.30, which ain't that bad actually for a 50-50 win. The bot can be in a negative win to loss ratio, so like it could be 49, it could be 48, 47 in a losing streak. Not 47 losses, but only 47 wins out of 100, and it can still take a good R rating. This is because the risk goes on the size of the candle. So what I'm going to do now is, hopefully I've not missed it, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to start algo trading now. So the bot is now live. So if we come up and come back down, we'll probably take a loss. I'm just hoping during this stream now that I haven't missed it, because I'm on the 3-minute time frame, and that was about 15 minutes ago ish, roughly 12. Yeah, it's about 15 minutes. About 15 minutes ago, we got the signal. And by the looks of that, I think that would have hit TP1. Because, like I said, the risk goes on the size of the candle, so there'd be entry. That would be that'd be a stop loss, and it'd be 354 points, which is I'm led to believe that's 35 pips, but I don't think that's 35 pips. Might be, because we're on oil. Could be. I'll have to double check that out. 28. So that'd be about 28 pips. So what we're not looking for now, what we are looking for now is for this to come up and pass it again. It doesn't matter if we take a loss. I just want to show what happens when we enter a trade, exit the trade, possibly take maybe TP1, TP2, and if we're lucky, we might even get a TP3. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And don't forget to get yourself in the Discord channel where I update everything that comes from these streams, especially in the bot. Unfortunately, Sam's not with us today. I think he's got exams or is swatting up for an exam that he's actually got up and coming. So I wish him all the best with that. But that's the bot so far. I've kind of worked pretty hard on this to get this developed for today, so I can go live and show people what it can actually do. It's just a shame that I think that I've got into this a little bit too late. With the stream on, it's just starting like 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago. What I should have done is I should have run it pre-show and already be in this trade to show you. But I wanted to show you how to execute a trade, because that's what this is for, really. Just to show you how to execute a trade, take TP1. This is for entertainment purposes only. This is why I'm just showing you my automated trading system. Nothing that we say or show on this channel should be taken as legal advice and trading advice, or even financial advice. But that's the bot so far. It's got a 61.30 R net profit running from the 100 trade backtest. That will change depending on what length of EMAs that you've actually set, whether it's just a normal standard 50 EMA, 20 EMA, all the numbers will change. It's not necessarily always going to be a good change, so you've just got to keep dialing it in until the backtest shows a reasonable amount. Like I said before, it doesn't need to be a positive win rate to produce good results. I've had it at a 47% win rate, and I've had about 75 net R coming out of it. So it is doing its job. It is doing what I programmed it to do. All I have to do now is just sit, wait, and watch it until we actually get a pullback, which is going to break this EMA, which is the Alma EMA, and I said it's set at a 170. If I set it to a 171, all these would change, whether it be for the negative or for the positive, all the numbers will change. So what you've got to do is you've just got to dial it in, find the EMA that you like for the asset that you're trading. I don't mind oil. I've picked oil this morning. I dialed it in. It was sat at 52% win rate, but we've just taken a few losses here, so it does actually change in real time, which I'm kind of pleased about, because it gives you a true back test on what's actually going on and its win rate so far. So for every win or loss that we take here, it takes one off the back end. So it's always out of 100 trades. But every time you progress forward, it'll obviously take one off the back end and it'll use the one at the front. So if we take 5 back-to-back losses, you will see that the win and loss ratio actually change from a 50-50 to probably a 48% win rate. Other than that, all I've got to do is wait now. Like I said before, I wish I'd have got in a little bit earlier, and I would actually be in this trade now. So I don't actually know myself whether oil is going to pull back deep enough to be able to cross the EMA. If you leave the bot to run itself, it should either be in a long or a short until your TPs are hit, unless you actually activate the runner, which will leave a small percentage of the overall trade, the overall opening of the trade, to run as deep as the actual price action will actually go. So I'm just open, and I don't mind even taking a loss just for it to actually show it opening a trade, and then getting on the right side of the move. And again, risk. If I can bring that up a little bit better, there you go. Risk is actually on the size of the candle. So again, your entrance would be your entry would be here on the close of this candle because it's the trigger candle. Your stop loss would be up here, and it's saying 327 points. So I'm thinking that's 32 pips on oil. We're on the 3 minute time frame, so I chose the 3 minute time frame because I was hoping that I was going to get into a few trades with it crossing the EMA that I chose. But unfortunately, I started a little bit late, and it's already theoretically in a trade. So I missed this one, and I just have to wait for the next one. I might even open up a new tab and try a different asset. Depends how many people wanting me to choose a different asset, and they'll let you pick the asset, and I'll show you how I actually tune the bot in. But for now, I've got it set at a 50% win rate, which is quite good because 19 trades out of the 50 have hit TP3. And I've got it set at one, I think it's 10p, 10p a pip. 10p a pip, something like that. So I should have enough in this account to at least open a trade via the bot. Again, this is my 100 to 1,000 challenge with Scott. Unfortunately, I was winning a little bit in this account, and I can't remember what I was doing. I got sidetracked on one of the trades. It turned around on me, and now I'm only down to 90, just less than 98 quid. So 97, 91 I'm actually sat at. So I'm hoping for a couple more wins to bring us back to break even, or even just over break even. And while I'm running this EA, I'm going to see if this EA can actually beat Scott on his trading system. I don't think he's running an EA, but he's definitely got a trading system that he's got running on the 100 to a grand challenge. So we wish Scott all the best with that. He'll tell you how he's getting along with that anyway on his next appearance. I just think that it's a shame that I've actually missed this trade because it was probably kind of a good one. It'd probably have got me back in profit. But I mean, you got to take the rough with the smooth. As you can see here, there was a couple of losses back to back. But again, you got to take the rough with the smooth with that, with all these automated systems. Even the system that you probably devised for manual trading, you may even come across that you've got winning streaks and losing streaks, and you're probably taking losses back to back yourself anyway. So, I mean, it's just one of those things that everybody has to go through in their trading journey. Other than that, I'm kind of stuck because I can't open any other time frame on this. Once you're running an EA on a specific time frame and you've got it set, that's not going to be any good. But if I don't open an EA on here, it still will trade. But this is Euro USD. Since we opened, it's actually gapped. So we've had a gap overnight from the new daily candle, but it's recovered quite nicely, and that's on a 30-minute daily. We're kind of in a little mini bull run. It's pulled back slightly. The daily candle today has been quite positive from the gap that it actually produced on the daily open. So my expectations for Euro USD is that it may carry on being in a bullish pattern, and we may even reach this high again. Hopefully, someone's actually took a long, or they're actually in a long now. Which on the 30 minutes, I'm not actually going to do the 3 minute. So what I'd be looking for on Euro USD is a little pullback, maybe to this area, and I would probably take a manual trade in this, as long as I keep flicking and finding out where the price action is with the automated system. And yep, no, definitely, I've definitely missed the boat with that one. And anyone going long on Euro USD, let us know what you're trading this morning. I'm waiting for my bot to actually trade for me, my EA to trade for me before I get into any manual trades. But if it don't look like it's going to take a trade by itself, which again I think I've actually missed this one unless something good happens, I'll probably end up trading an asset myself manually, which maybe Euro USD. It's looking a little bullish, so if I go long on there, I'll probably be in a better position for getting my money back that I'd actually lost. I don't actually view trading as in I've lost and need to get my money back. I think that's kind of unhealthy. I think that you should just stick to your trading plan and see how that's going, and the wins and the losses, and yeah, you've just got to take the rough with the smooth. To be honest with you, and I'm hoping this actually is a pullback now, or at least it's the start of one. It'll pull back. So if I start going like I'm sounding in the background, it's because I'm talking away from the mic. So if I need to have it there, I should, no matter how I'm turning, I should be sounding good. Let's see who's in the chat. We've got Pooley's in the chat. Good morning, Evan. Cheers, looking sharp, my man. I mean, thanks very much. Good morning to you. What are you trading this morning, if anything, being Monday morning? Are you actually leaving it for today, or have you got your eyes on an asset that you fancy trading after this morning open? Will Davis is in. Good morning, lads.
I'm also on to you. Hello.
Oh, you've actually come in live. I thought you were still sat in the office.
Nah, I thought I'd pop in and see you. I thought you know what? I'm in the office. I thought I'd pop in, see what's going on, see what's crack-a-lacking in the markets. And
Will Davis, ladies and gentlemen.
what is good, everybody? How are we all doing? How's the EA going on?
Yeah, it's been a bit challenging. I spent all weekend fine tuning it. I spent weekend actually trading BTC with it.
Yeah, dude, I saw you put some of the results into the Discord, bro. That was, mate. Some of those results there, you're flying on that thing. Is that the same EA? Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's the same EA that was taking those trades.
Dude, that was, yeah, fair. That's some hella profits in just 2 days.
Definitely. But that was, again, like I was explaining, that's choosing the right EMA and the right length of the EMA, which actually gave me, I think it gave me a win rate of 52%, which is not a guarantee going forward. That's a back test, but the back test itself had already happened, so we know that it was a 52% win rate over the last 100 trades. And we just have to go and see what it's like from that moment on, forward testing, because as we're doing this live, like I said, just before I went live, I actually tuned this bot in and it was 52%. It's took a little loss as well as a little win here, but it's took a couple more losses than wins, which has actually now knocked it down to a 50% win rate. So if we continue losing, which this is going to be classed as a win, but if we continue losing, you'll see it go down to 48, 47%, 45%.
Yeah.
But it's the R rating, it's the net R that I concentrate on, not the
Yeah,
win.
100%. Yeah, no, that makes complete sense. Dude, I remember when I was profitable with a 32 or 34% win rate.
R rating was bigger than the losing trades.
Significantly so. Yeah, of course. Yeah, so I was trading like minimum 1 to 3 hours, 1 to 3, anything to like 1 to 5, 1 to 6. You know, it was tight stops as well, mind. 1%
Absolutely.
risk. Yeah, 1% risk, tight stops. Taking like anything from 1 to 3 to 1 to 6, and yeah, well, it was in the 30s. It was like a 30% win rate, and dude, I was hella profitable. So yeah, dude, like a 40, anything from like a 40 to a 50% win rate, as long as you're like above a 1-to-1 R overall, like you know, because I know that you take partials, don't you, or you have like TP 1, 2, and 3. So like as long as overall you're hitting some decent TP 2 and 3s, yeah, dude, that 50-50 win rate, that's sick.
Yeah. Yeah, and what you nailed down was your small losses. On this, I've got it set to a fixed entry, so it doesn't matter what size of the candle is. It'll always be that fixed risk. I've got 3 sections that apply to this EA, so you can choose a cash amount. So if you want to lose £10 a trade, £1 a trade, £10 a trade, as long as it'll open the trade, that's your fixed risk. I've got it as a cash entry. I've got it set, because it's only a small account, I've got it set to £4. So I'm willing to take TP1, TP2, TP3 and leave £1 running.
Yeah,
Because I've seen some good results by leaving a runner. But the entry would be on the entry candle here. This actually may open a trade. The entry candle is the entry on the close. The stop loss goes above the candle. That's 32 pips. That's 320 points. Am I right? 32 pips. Yeah. So we're on oil, and it looks smaller and bigger on different assets.
yeah, I don't really trade oil, to be fair. I don't know.
But that's how that works. So you can actually have a buffer on the actual stop loss. So if you don't want to actually go immediately at the candle, you can program a little buffer. I wouldn't do it too much, because that'll affect your R rating. But you could have the size of the candle plus 1 or 2 pips extra if like this candle came up and then just turned around and tanked. You would actually be out this trade now.
Yeah, fair.
That candle would have took you out anyway, because after TP1, I always have it to move into just over break even to protect the trade, just in case we do get candles like this that actually come round and take you out. The last thing I want to do is take TP1 and then take a full loss. That's counterproductive, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, makes sense.
So what I do is, because it's the size of the candle, on TP1, I get the bot to move the stop loss to just over break even. So at the point of me getting took out, I'd have TP1 plus whatever extra I got for the extra I put over break even. So I could have 2, 3, 4, 5 pips over break even,
Mhm.
which could add an extra 0.3R to the actual rating.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, what I like as well is you know it's your strategy as well. It doesn't need justifying. You know, you're doing some awesome results on it. And what I like as well, like you're showing us live, which is pretty sick. You know, it's you're live trading your EA in front of us. So you know, when people are like, oh, you know, how do we know that this data is real? Because I see it so much on social media, on you know, people trying to sell bots, people trying to sell EA signals and garbage like that, and a lot of these things are fabricated. And they're like, oh, you know, how do we know it's not fabricated? Dude, you're not only are you building an EA that's clearly profitable, not only are you building a system that's you know you're building a sort of track record with it. You're also doing it online. You're documenting it. You're doing it live where people can actually ask you questions. And then what you're able to do as well is not only do it live where people can talk to you about it, it's all being recorded. So once this live stream's ended, it will be forever in the Apex Brotherhood as a live recorded video. So yeah, you know, there's no fabricating and bullshit and
De-
results.
Definitely not. Definitely not. And to go with that, I'm not sat behind a mask. I'm not sat behind
Mm.
graphics. I'm here live with you, uh, trading it. And to be honest with you, I am trading it on my own personal account. So that actually goes for a
Yeah.
little bit more proof that I'm not actually just sort of, like you said, fabricating the wins to the losses and everything like that. I am actually trading this on my own personal account, so I've got faith in the bot myself.
Yeah, yeah, exactly that. So talk to us with what's just happened there, mate. So I've just seen that green tick has just popped up.
Yeah, the green arrow is a buy.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm thinking that I've either set it too high with my willingness to take a trade.
Hmm.
So the lot size, the candle, is actually 48 pips. So
Okay.
that's
So so are you in this trade right now or?
no, it would display that I was in. It would display that I was in the
Oh,
actual
okay,
trade.
fair.
Took it. So the bot's protecting the account because the candle's too big for my risk.
Right, I got you. Yeah, I'm with you.
So the candle's too big for my risk. So it's skipped that trade to protect the account instead of just basically putting everything in it.
Okay, interesting.
Which I need to adjust so it will take trades like that. There is some things that I need to still add to this. It's still like up and running what we're doing now. So it is.
What would be quite cool is if you draw a horizontal line where your entry would have been, and then draw a horizontal line where your stop loss would have been.
Yeah, no, I can do that.
It'd be interesting to see if this, because even though even though your strategies what says that you don't want to take this, the indicator, the EA has suggested a potential or a possible buy opportunity. It would be cool to see how
Yeah,
this would run.
if the EA would have had enough money, it would have took the trade.
Yeah.
So what I can do then is this would have been this would have been your stop loss, given
Hmm.
it being a straight line. This would have been your entry.
Oh, okay. So I'm with you now. I thought it. Oh no, that makes sense. Yeah, no, yeah, ignore me. Yeah, fair. Oh, okay, sick.
So I can't do straight lines. I'd rather, yeah. So that's your entry on the close of the candle. That's your stop loss. Like I said, you can add a buffer. So if you wanted two to three pips extra,
Hmm.
you just stick that into the settings and it'd drop down here. So it'd be your candle plus your buffer.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There's
So, is stop loss on the body or the wick?
it's on the wick. I know I'm doing it on
Got
the
you.
body, but I mean,
Yeah, fair. Yeah, fair. No, I got you.
I'm trying to. There's not much of a wick anyway, so there's not much difference. But no, it's on the wick, so
Okay.
basically that's where it'd be. Entry is on the close of the candle, so that would be the body of the candle, not the wick. So entry's about right anyway from there. So you'd work out that the candle is, let's just keep it rough-ish. What did we say? It was 50, 51, 52 pips. So obviously TP1 is going to be 52 pips above price. And then TP2, TP3. I don't know why it hadn't actually displayed the TPs themselves. Like I said, there is a couple of things that I need ironing out of it. It should have actually have just opened the display trade, like trading, if you know what I mean, even though that it didn't actually put me in and use my money, it still should actually display that it's took a trade. So maybe that's something I need to look into. I was working on it last night, reasonably hard, because if you notice at the bottom there, it says it's got the logo for the Apex Brotherhood.
Oh yeah. Hey, look at that.
So not only that, I've put the Apex Brotherhood logo on it. But again, with it being the weekend, live trading on MT5 was impossible because the markets were shut. So hopefully by tomorrow, after this stream, if it hasn't took a trade, I can spend the rest of the day trying to figure out why it's not actually displaying the trade, because it'll be doing it in the background. It'll be definitely doing it in the background, because if this is a win, which to be honest, it's not quite a win yet. The size of the candle, 52 pips. So if I start there, drag it down, 57, 54, 52 pips. So that area where my cursor is, that's T1. So price hasn't actually reached that yet, but as soon as it does, it'll clock that there's a win, and then in the next trade, if it loses, it'll clock that it's a loss, and it will self-adjust. It'll self-adjust the counters accordingly. But at the minute, that looks to me like it did a 0.5.
Yeah,
So
guys. I gotta hop into a quick meeting, so I'm gonna love you all and leave you. And yeah, Evan, best of luck with it. Everyone, make sure that you keep commenting on the video. Make sure you keep Evan company. Smash out that like button as well if you haven't already, and subscribe to the channel. Big shout out to Pooley. Thank you very much. Good session. Good session. First thing, William. You and the info you were putting out came across very well. I really appreciate that, man. Same goes with Sigma FX. Morning, guys. Enjoyed the boardroom broadcast this morning. Well, out on patrol at work, pondering some of the points that you were talking about. So, a lot to consider. Thank you very much, guys. But in the meantime, make sure that you keep Evan company, and I shall see you all later on.
cheers, Will. So yeah, that was possibly a missed entry. Maybe I should have manually traded it. Maybe I should have manually traded it with a lower amount than what I've actually got the bot set to. But again, I have to figure out what Will was talking about the entry and the stop loss. So I have to figure out what I've actually done with it over the weekend, which has made it stop displaying that, because it should have displayed it anyway, whether I was in the trade or not. And we have still got Scott in the chat. Morning, Evan. He still has underlining anti-botism. But but love to see the progress of the journey anyway. Yeah, not everybody likes bots and automated systems. It's kind of down to a trust thing, whether you're actually going to let the bot actually trade your account for you, take losses and take wins. I've back tested this anyway, which is probably a lot, which is the live back test that it puts itself through. So the display that it's showing you is over the actual back test. Forward going, there's no proof of concept that that'll hold up going forward. But it's still in a good position to actually give at least some sort of decent results. I just wish that I probably could show you. Maybe I shouldn't have chose oil. Maybe I should have chose a different asset that I don't know, and I'd have probably got in on. And we've got Pooley laughing at the word anti-botism. So good morning, Pooley. Cheers for being in. And cheers for Will Davis for dropping in. And MGN. We've got MGN in as well this morning. How are you doing this morning, mate? Are you looking at trading? Because I know you're a programmer as well. Have you got anything in your own scope that you're working on at the minute, trading related wise, or are you just taking it easy for now? I'm sure I saw some. Pooley, did you put up what you was waiting for? Was it Pooley? No, I can't even find it on the list. Did you actually tell us what you was looking at trading for today, Pooley? If so, repeat it in the comment. But for now, this bot is kind of doing all right. It's still in the immediate trade. That makes it look massive. It's still in the immediate trade. It's actually bounced off entry. So it's come back, bounced off entry, and we're off. So if anybody's just joined and they've missed what I was saying earlier on, the EMA length is obviously this one that's changing colour. It's going green for long, it's going red for short. And the actual EMA is called Alma, and I've got it set to a length of 170. The EA knows itself at present because the EMA is green that we're bullish. It's a single candle entry, which I've just explained there, which is the single candle. Out of a back-tested 100 trades, it's traded longs 50 times, traded shorts 50 times, and it's currently set from the back test at a 50-50 win rate. Out of those 50 wins, it's hit 50 TP1s, 31 TP2s, and 18 TP3s. And with a bit of luck, this might have actually gone to TP1 at least, because once it is TP1, I've set the bot, or at least I think I have, to jump to just over break even by about 3 pips. So if it turns around and takes me out, I've gained at least 1R plus, and the plus is whatever buffer that's set at the time. So let's have a look at this. So let me add it. I don't know if anyone's actually going to see this happening. No. So I'm going to go quiet for a little bit, like 10 seconds, or I might even not. What I've done is I've opened the bot up. Now I'm looking at the inputs. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to randomly open an EMA length of, let's say 78 on a normal EMA. We're actually on Euro USD, so I'm setting the bot up to trade Euro USD. I'm going to give it a cash risk instead of a lot size. So if I give it a cash risk of £4, hopefully it'll accept a trade from that. If not, I'll have to lower the risk so it actually does. TP1, TP2. So TP1 is, because it's a cash risk, 0.1. Which will be £1, I'm assuming. 0.1 for TP2. And if TP3 hits, come on, 0.1, and with it having £4 to play with, that should mean there is a runner. So if I change runner from false to true, we've just allowed the bot to actually actually have a runner. Let's see what the results are on this. 41% win rate. Actually, we just might actually get into a trade. If not, then last night I broke it while I was trying to fix it. So what are we on? The 5 minute, and we've got 1 minute left. There's a visual glitch on this, the EMA. There you go. And no, it didn't open a trade. So I'm either overclocking the account, which I'm going to do. Open the EA again. I'm going to change the cash risk to £1. It's got to open a trade now. If it don't, then over the weekend while I was tweaking it, I have broke it, or I've done something to it which I'll need to iron out after the stream. I'll be trading this all week. I thought I was going to be trading this today too, but it appears that you can't actually work blind over a weekend. You actually need an active market to be able to find out where it triggers and where it doesn't in live market. Other than guessing on a dead market, hopefully thinking, yeah, it would have took a trade there. Having it programmed to take a trade there, and not being able to actually test it live for it to take a trade there. So all these mistakes that are live, they're actually in development. So we'll see how things go. That's only a visual glitch, to be honest with you. On most of the bots that you actually get, you don't actually see all this anyway. It's just what it is, when you only see it when it actually takes a trade. I'm just wondering why it's doing this on Euro USD, but it didn't do it on oil. It's kind of annoying, that's all it is. The visuals aren't necessarily needed for it to take a trade, because that's all that's happening in the background. That was it. Pool has just come back with Nas. Just waiting for a Nas setup. Is that long or short? I ain't got that up, and I ain't got no other trading platform up that I can normally check on. With this, I kind of had all my eggs in one basket. That's the only sort of instance on the trading platform that I've opened up, thinking that this was just gonna work. So we now know not to do that anymore. So again, it should have took a trade. Whether I was still asking too much out the account or not is yet to be seen. I'm gonna need to get into the back end and find out whether it still is whether it's triggered to actually take a trade or not. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip this now, and I'm gonna show you actually that this does take trades, because I've got it on a different script. So for this, I'm gonna pretty much call that a day. But this is the bot anyway. Like I said, I just chose a random EMA, which was a normal EMA, and it was a 78 length EMA, which I just tapped in. Out of the 100 trades that it back tested just randomly, it's a 41% win rate, but the R rating is still 80%. And I've just noticed that it's it TP3 every single time. TP1's 41 with a 41 win rate. TP2 was 41 and TP3 was 41. So the guarantee is only on the back test, not going forward. So it literally hit TP3 41 times. So that was quite good for the year. I'll leave a runner, because if you can see that, this cell that's coming up here would have got in all the way down there, and that would have been the runner. You would have took a loss twice there. You would have gone long, short, and then long, but then this long would have gone all the way up here. And then you've got your trailing stop. You got your trailing stop that had actually got you back out. So that's what I look for when I'm looking back on the back test, is to see how big the trade possibly could have been overall for the size of the candle and TP1. I saw this yesterday, but I thought I'd fluked it when I saw 41, not 41. It was a little bit more than that, but it hit TP3 every single time. Which if I could get that at a higher win rate, that'd be a lot better. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to change. You're going to probably see a blank screen, if not my Rebel poster. I'm going to take that off, close that down, and that's closed. And there you go. You see my Rebel poster, and I am going to put oil up on TradingView, because I've also made this into a indicator for me on TradingView, so I can manually trade. And this is it now. This is actually how it should be looking on MT5. But I spent like all day trying to get the MT5 version working on a market that wasn't open. But this was, and it was actually on BTC, and I was trading BTC, so I was paper trading. If you can't see now, I'll lift it up and I'll show the win rate. I won 8,981. So that's the profit that I took yesterday alone, trading this but manually. So what I can do is, because it's almost at entry anyway, it could go straight to stop loss from here. So if I go for a buy, and I use balance. Let's just stick to 2%. You want it to be like pennies. Yeah, we'll just say that we was in a trade anyway. So there you go. We're in. Stop loss would have automatically gone here. I'm led to believe that you can't take partials on TradingView. Does anybody know that that's actually right? And MGN. He didn't put a trade on this morning, but his main focus for the foreseeable future is coding work. Yes, I know about that, and good luck with that in the future with that. I know you're really good at what you do. That's why you've got people queuing at your door, knocking for your services, which is absolutely testament to your achievements in what you can actually do. We've got Unbiased Trader in. Good morning, Unbiased Trader. I'm just showing everyone the bot, but the working version, which is also the manual version on TradingView. The one on MT5 seems to have let me down this morning, so I'm going to have to figure out what's actually going wrong there while the markets are open. And if it's any good by the end of today, and I actually get it displaying properly and as it should be, I shouldn't have really rushed it, but I was just a little bit excited to show people a new ear that I'm developing. I should have made sure that it worked first. But hey, the stuff that you go through, wins, losses, and trying to show ears that don't necessarily act like they should do, which while they're still in trial period, is all part of the experience. So by tomorrow, hopefully, I will have figured out why it's not actually triggering. It could be down to the fact that I am asking it to open a trade bigger than the account will allow, or somehow I've coded it, and when I've coded it, I've either messed up the code inside on the actual trigger, but this is exactly how it's supposed to be on MT5 as it is on TradingView. I got this one set. This one is also EMA length on Alma. It's at a length of 126. It's gone green, so we are in a bullish market, or at least as long as the bull run lasts. It hasn't hit TP one yet. Single candle entry, same as MT5. Backtests itself 100 times, 50 longs, 50 losses, 48% win rate, 52 losses. TP1 it's hit 48 times, TP2 it's hit 31 times, and TP3 it's hit 24 times. So that's actually not that bad for it in TP3. I wouldn't necessarily leave it just to hit TP3 unless you was trailing a stop. I'd take partials. Myself. So I at least got some out the trade as it was progressing. So this is how it looks, or this is how it's supposed to look. I've got it set to a £727 stop loss. So TP3 I'd be aiming for £2,020, which I did a TP3, which was the last trade I did last night, actually at TP3 while I was there working on the bot. So I wasn't even paying attention. I looked at the profit and noticed that it had doubled, because I was only sat at about 4,000, 4,000 and something, and then I noticed I had 8,000, so I just double checked, and yep, it had hit TP3 on that trade that I left open. So that was kind of quite good. Again, if anyone knows how to take partials on TradingView, it's in it is in Pine and it is in 6. It's not in 5 because 5's old now. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's on it's in 6, not in 5. But I've actually run this and I've been taking manual trades. This ain't automatic, this is manual. I am going to split that like that. Yeah, cheers for the advice anyway. But yeah, no, I take all I take all necessarily precautions, risks, and just sort of take it as it comes. First of all, like I did say, it was paper trading. I will paper trade anything sort of that I'm testing kind of brand new until I get a few results on paper trading, and if I'm happy with them, then I'll just move it live. I still am aware that I'm going to lose. Everybody loses, so I'm still sort of willing to take them risks, whether it's back-to-back losses or even back-to-back wins. It's just all the same to me. But yeah, it's moved from negative to positive now. We're only £90 in £90, £100 in profit, and that would be good to see it at least at TP1, and then that would add somewhat to my wins. But again, while you're actually here, MGN, am I right in thinking that you can't take partials on PanScript because PanScript don't allow partials to be took? That's kind of annoying if that's true. I've heard it somewhere when I was looking into be able to split it up. I'm sure I either read somewhere or found something that actually said that you cannot take partials on PanScript. And like I said, I'll say it again, it's bloody annoying. So anyone from TradingView that's watching this, make it possible to open multiple trades without stacking them into the same trade, and make it possible to actually take partials. That's if it can't. But MGN, do you know that for a fact that you can or you can't? Because if you know that you can, let us know how I do that. I've not actually found it in any settings or anything like that where it says take partials or allow partials. And that would be good, because then it'd give me a proper true forward testing instead of me waiting for it to hit TP1 or TP3 and then thinking, right, that's enough, I'll take that. Because then I can actually have the partials getting took and just let it trade stats the way that it should be, the way that it is in backtesting. But this is just a free reign backtest. There's no TPs actually being took here or anything like that. It's just basic wins, losses, what it hit. So it TP3 24 times out of 48, which that's actually kind of good rate for it in TP3. But the net R that it actually gathered up over the last 100 trades, or at least 48 wins and 52 losses, was a net R of 86. That's 86. which is amazing. It's an amazing result for someone that's taking more losses than wins. But like you had Will say earlier, you actually don't need a positive win to loss ratio. All you need is to be able to take more profits than you actually losing on the trades that actually do win, which pumps up your R rating as long as and with your profits along with it. Yeah, I wouldn't mind if you do take a look and see if you can find it. I'm sure I've already took a look and I can't find it, and I'm sure, like I said before, I've heard that you can't take partials in pan code, not a pan cone. Might as well be a pan cone if you can only take one win at a time. But other than that, I'll iron it out on the MT5 platform, or I'll spend today doing it on CTrader, because I also like CTrader and I've got a few accounts on CTrader. So I'll put it on CTrader and see which one works. And by tomorrow, you should actually see this, but live on one of my actual live accounts, trading live money on my live accounts, which is going to be kind of exciting. I wouldn't have minded it being on the MT5 platform today, being my 100 to 1,000 challenge, which I've still got that account on CTrader anyway. It's just that we've moved to a different broker, and we're both trading at the same broker. So we decided to start the challenge again. So I think that he's still got his old account going. Scott, if you're still in, have you still got your original 100 to a grand account? And are you still trading that? If you are, that'd be good to know, because I'm still trading it. I'm doing better on my older ones than I am this new one, mate, because this new one I'm kind of losing at the minute, where I think you're just slightly in front by taking a few other calculated trades. I know you're sticking to your system, which is awesome to see someone actually producing results out of their own system that they're actually sticking to instead of changing. And I know you're always up for improving your strategy, and I hope that you found something that actually adds to it and makes exponential profits for you. But yeah, to MGN, if you can actually find out whether it is a yes or a no, which I think that it's a no, because I've like looked and looked. There's now in the settings. There's now online. It's a bit of a drag at the minute. And it's just come up. You can take partials when you hit the certain TPs. You can decide the percentage. Oh, okay. It only works on specific settings. Called instant order placement. Right. Awesome. I'm going to have a look at that. It's not really anything that I'm in a rush for, because I'm only using this as visuals. I wouldn't mind it on I wouldn't mind it on one of my live accounts. This is why I'm using a different platform. But at the minute, it's still sticking to a 48% win rate, which I think earlier I actually got it. I got it programmed to a little bit higher. Right, I got you. This is just an indicator. I've not actually got it in. I've not actually put it as strategy, which I can do. I can do that easily enough. I did have it as a strategy, but the actual signals that it produced for the strategy just cluttered the screen, and I didn't necessarily like it. I can turn them off, but the less I have to do, the better. Really, with a bot, apart from fine tuning this one and getting the right back testing results. But I've still got to stress these results that you're seeing on screen with the 86 R rating is from the previous back test of 100 trades, and it doesn't necessarily guarantee that you're going to get that result moving forward, because while the market's alive and going forward, the amount of times that I'm going to probably hit stop loss or hit the flip or anything like that, it's actually going to change these numbers on the screen. So it could go down or it could go up. It all depends on whether it's going to hit a chunk of losers or a chunk of winners or an even split. Everything happens in real time. So everything on here is changing within real time. And we just have to see how it does going forward. We know what it's done back testing, but that's in hindsight. Them trades have already happened. We can't go back and retake them. Otherwise, everyone would be rich, cherry picking the trades that actually was profitable to the ones that aren't. But we just have to see. We have to see what the market conditions are like during the day. From previous back testing, that all depend, and people have asked me how long that's actually out of. Maybe I should have added a time calendar to it as well, so it actually displayed the period of time that the 100 trades took place. It changes depending on what time frame you're on. I mean, if we was on the daily and it took 100 trades, that's probably months worth of trades, because I don't think it'd at least take a trade every day. It'd have to keep passing the EMA every day, and we all know that it doesn't. Like here, if these were the daily candles, it would have took about 2-3 months before it actually took another trade or something, if not 2-3 weeks. And then obviously that was only 2 trades. You've got to times that by 100, so that could even be over a couple of years. We're on the 3-minute time frame. Last 100 trades, probably depends how many times this happens as well. In flat markets where it's constantly forever just switching back and forth and getting chopped up to how many trades that it takes, because even in the chop, each one of these is getting clocked out as a trade, whether it was a winning trade or not. It all depends on how far the actual price action went, to whether it was a winning trade or not, whether it was TP1, TP2, TP3. I think this one was a winning trade by the looks of it, but it probably would have been a TP1. It'd have maybe a struggle to have got a TP2. If it got TP2 on this trade, then it only just made it. But with my manual entry on this, because it came back to the price came back to roughly where entry was. We're now 340 quid up, so that's not bad. Hopefully it'll hit TP1. I'll still let it play out for this stream and see whether I can trail the stop, because TP1 would trigger the stop loss to move just over break even, which would actually preserve the account and preserve the actual live, not live because it's paper trading, the actual trade that we're in now. I won't class this as a live trade because it's paper trading. It's not live. Live to me is actually using live capital. So to anyone that disagrees, then fair enough. But I'll not class this as live trading. I'll only class this as paper trading. So at the minute for now, which I've not done in a while, is fake trading, because it's paper. The wins and losses don't actually go in my pocket or get taken out of my pocket, so they don't affect me. But when you do see me trading my accounts, that is my money, that is live trading, or at least that's my definition of live trading, because any wins or losses actually affects my personal account, regardless of size of the actual account. So I'm seeing this wick and I'm thinking, are we actually just going to tumble straight back down? Or is this just price action on the 3 minute? Because we all know, like, on the lower time frames, it's just kind of noise. It is looking alright for a trade. I think if this was my my capital on the line, I think I'd have took the money already, and then lowered my risk. But other than that, I'm hoping it's TP1, TP2, and then it's TP3, and then it gets taken out. I'm going to have a look into what MGN said about having it maybe as a strategy, but not displaying anything, because I don't necessarily like the way that it displays all the signals and stuff as a strategy. I'd rather just see this, not all the extras. Does my OCD in. Even sort of this does. They're a bit big. I don't know if I could even make these any smaller, but to be honest with you, I'm losing my eyesight anyway because I've got wearing glasses. But this is on a 65-inch TV, as I've got two 65-inch TVs as monitors, so it is in my face. So it probably is bigger than what it looks like to everybody else. So it's going up slightly. It's changed its mind. We're now at 436 profit. I'd like it to take TP1, at least at bare minimum. And then we can class that as an actual win and theoretically just deduct that in our head. But if it did hit TP1, I'm going to have to move stop loss to just over break even, which I would have to do anyway. And then even though price came back and took me out at just over break even, which I would get that money, I won't get TP1 because at the minute these are live or active. But again, just for demonstration purposes, I'm not really that bothered in it not taking the TPs properly, as long as I can actually demonstrate that it's actually opening trades when it should do. The TPs and everything like that will probably come tomorrow in my personal account, so you can watch my personal account take a dive, or or not. But no, it's interesting for me to see it actually trading a small account to see what it actually does to a small account and how long it takes to do whatever it does to a small account, whether that be win, lose, blow it. But for now, I had an idea that it may have worked anyway. That's why I put it up. As we saw earlier on the MT5 platform, I've probably disabled the trigger somehow and the actual display, because it's not actually displaying like this, even though this is not trading. It's only displaying trades and clocking them up on the actual dashboard as if the trade had actually taken place. So we're about to hit TP1 now. We was at 600. We're at 638 now. There's TP1. Do you see it dark? Do you see it darken out? So we've hit TP1 at 626 quid. So we'll move just over break even. So £61 is what it would actually take, unless I actually closed this trade now at 600. But I'm interested to know whether it will actually hit TP2 now. The back test, it hit TP2 31 times out of 48 and TP3 24 times. So I say it's got a good chance of hitting TP2. That all depends on the actual trade itself. It just might not. It might be the next one, or it might be the next three that hit TP2. All these trades just may, for now, just hit TP1. But for now, that's how it works. It would have taken a partial there, and we moved to just over break even at £61, just under 62 quid. So I can see this red candle coming back down now, so I might even just get the 60 odd quid just out of this trade instead of the 600, or at least the partial that it would have took at TP1. And partials at the TPs are anything that you set them to. So it could have took 50% there, 20% there and got less, or it could have took 20% there and gradually took more up to the point of exiting the trade fully at TP3, or even leaving a runner, which I'm a kind of a little fan of, just to mop up anything that is going to be left on the table, and have a trailing stop, trail that at structure, and capture any extra profits that the trade's willing to give you. Can just see another one of my pals has come in the Wilds trades. Good morning, bro. It's better late than never. Saying hi to everybody else. Let us, same as everybody else, bud. Let us know what your thoughts are on the market this morning. Whether you're actually looking at anything. Seeing as though you've just joined, I'll catch you up. This is an EA, but this is only the demonstration side of the EA that I showed this morning, which unfortunately didn't take a trade for whatever reason that I need to work out, and that went live. So we failed live, taking live trades on an EA that I rushed to get out on a market that was closed. So I couldn't even test it. So I'm going to spend the rest of the day figuring out why that was. But this is the exact same as the EA. It backtests itself over 100 trades via the cross of the EMA. Now this bot that I've got on here has got like 101 EMAs. and the actual EA that I've actually got on MT5 has pretty much got the same amount, or at least it will do by V2 version. But the moving average at the minute is Alma. I've got it set at 126. Because the EMA is green, it knows that the regime for now is bullish. It's a single entry candle, so it's a single candle entry, as you can as you would have been able to have seen there, but the stop loss itself has actually moved, which is kind of clever. I'd have just wanted it to have stayed put, to be honest with you. So for in the Wilds trades, let's have a look. This is where the stop loss would have been. So it'd have been there. That red line would have been down here. Because it's at TP1, it's actually moved to break even. I've not got it to move to break even plus a bit, which I'm always a fan of, and taking that little bit extra, because I've done break even dead break even. Price has come back reasonably fast, like that candle just dipped reasonably fast, and I've ended up taking a loss. So I'm now a fan of break even plus a buffer, and that's the buffer that I've got, 61 quid. It was at 626 quid, was it? 620 odd pound profit on TP1. So theoretically in our heads we've just took TP1 and moved to just over break even, which the stop loss literally has done, which is there. And I'm going to have to work out how to do straight lines. Bush, like that. And I'm just waiting now to see if it'll actually take TP2 or it's going to hit trailing stop. So we've lost half the profit already. Oh, at least we haven't lost anything, because it's only paper trading. I'm not actually trading any live capital on here. Although I have got my broker hooked up to here, which would have been which has just dawned on me again for another thought, that I could have actually have took live trades if I'd have took the paper trading off what I was doing over the weekend, trading BCC. And again, just a little show for, I think it was about three to four trades. I lost one trade out of four. I actually managed to make a realised P&L of 8,981. And as you can see, my unrealised, which is the trade that's actually out now, is standing at 472 quid. Which wouldn't be a bad day. So it's jumped up to 519. So it's going back towards TP1. Whether TP1 is going to act as a resistance level, I haven't got a clue. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping it actually goes all the way to TP3. And at TP3 we're sat at 2,020 quid. So that'd be a nice add to my paper trading account. It'd have been an even better add to my personal account. But let's see how this plays out. And are you in the Wilds trades looking at anything to trade this morning? Market's flat for you. There's nothing that catches your eye. Are you already in a trade that you've been in for a while, taking massive profits? But for now, I'm watching this. It's at TP1 yet again. So it was 300, it was 638. So again, theoretically, if this was the first time, we've just hit TP1. Stop loss has moved to break even, but I'm a personal fan of moving to just over break even. And it seems the way that the candles are moving, I know we're only on the 3 minute, but it seems that TP1 is liking to be acting like a resistance zone. Hopefully it'll break through it. And if it does break through it, then obviously that means that we're moving up. How far up? No one knows. I'm hoping that it goes to TP3 while I'm on air. Because that would be a nice little add to the account. But no, it's at TP1 again and then bounced off there. So we'll have to see what the price action does. Whether this is just an indecision in the market to whether it is actually going to go back down or whether it's going to carry on going up. But if this goes down, it'll take me out at 61.98. And if it passes and closes below the EMA again, we will flip to shorts. So if that actually does happen, you will see that the EA just actually flips straight to shorts. Whether it's going to be a win from that point or a loss, could be a loss because we could be going up. It just might want to come down here for just to annoy me and flip a loss, and then obviously go back and maybe give me a win. But the bot will actually flip and get the short going once it closes below the EMA. And then if it just flips and goes straight to a stop loss, it will pass the EMA again and then it'll flip to shorts. So that's why I've got to change the length to the EMA, get kind of a good result. There's no point in having a 30 or even a 20 win, because somewhere along the line it's probably a chunk like this where it's just back-to-back losses. So that's 1, 2. In fact, that might even be a win. So that's 1, 2, 3. That might even be a win at 0.1 for the size of the candle, because the risk is the size of the candle. If anyone can see this candle that I'm pointing to now, this little red one, or even this one. This one's even better. This one really would have been the trigger candle, but it would have been still your risk amount. So if you're risking £4, £100, £1,000 a trade, entry would have been at the top, stop loss would have been at the bottom, and to be honest with you, would have just scraped through because of this candle here. You'd have probably just scraped through on that trade, and you'd have definitely got TP3 with that, because the TPs are actually took via the size of the candle, same as this one. This candle's only a short candle, the next one's like triple the size, really. So you've probably got to TP3 by the time you've got here. So if the candle itself is 1 pip big and it's entry and it does shoot off into profit, your TP3 is at 3 pips. So if you're risking 100 grand, if you're risking 100 grand, you are rich. If you're risking £100 per trade, that would have been your risk margin. And if it was a pip, and if the trigger candle was a pip big, 3 pips, you would have tripled your money. And as you can see, this probably was a lot longer than 3 pips. That's why I'm a fan of leaving a runner, because there's all this profit here that would have just been pretty much going to waste. Same as this jump in the market. You would have actually been in this trade, you'd have took a loss, then you'd have been in that trade, and then it would have jumped all the way up here, and you would have been took out at this point if you didn't actually close the trade yourself. You'd have been took out at this point on the flip. So if trailing stop didn't take you out, this flip would have done, and then you would have been in this trade as well, which was a nice trade. Probably wasn't as good as that one, but it still would have give you big profits, because of the size of the candle. And then you would have hit 1, 2, let's say 3, 4 back-to-back losses before a possible TP3 win, and then more back-to-back losses. So we'll even count them all as, even though that one might have been a TP, no, that wouldn't have been a TP1. So it'd have been a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would have been a win. And this is a win. So you would have took 6 back-to-back losses after that big win, which that big win probably would have covered your 6 losses. But with this crossing like that and you're getting chopped up, you've got to, while you're trading bots like this or any other bot anywhere, you've got to adjust your risk accordingly, so you can actually take multiple trades, even if they're multiple losses, and it still not affect your account detrimentally, which is a good thing to do. So I like to be able. It depends what I'm sort of risking overall, like on the £100 account to the 1,000. I'd like to split that up into at least 25 to 50 trades, back-to-back losses. So therefore, I'm nothing's ever a guaranteed, but I've got a bigger chance of not blowing the account if I've split £100 into 50 back-to-back losses, because I'd have to be kind of really unfortunate to have took them, whether there was manual losses or even if there was bot trading losses. And in the wild trades come back, it's flat at the moment. Yeah, it kind of is. You can see that it is on here. This is oil at the moment. After a big jump, we're probably in consolidation mode anyway. But again, the bot, the way that it's designed on the size of the candle, it depends how shallow the chop is, whether you're actually going to really get chopped up. But if it's within a certain range and the candles are reasonably small on trigger, it can actually excel in a market like that. Or it could be a downfall. It all depends on the size of the candle, to be honest with you, and the market conditions. But yeah, in the wild trade saying it's pretty flat at the moment, it definitely is. He's marked up his levels on S&P and NAS. Everyone seems to be looking at NAS at the moment, and I don't even think I've got that on the list. Yeah, I definitely have. So let's just flick there. And we see that the bot has took a trade on NAS. So anyone that's following this, you're a bit late. You should be in already. My bot is, but it's only a 45% win rate. If I actually change the time frame, you'll see that it's now a 43, 15, still a 43. On a 30, it's a 39, and we're actively in this trade, but it's at a losing hour at the minute. So you can actually just change the time frame, and it actually changes the win set, which I don't necessarily judge by. I'll either put it on the time frame like that, and then I will change the length of the EMA, which also changes the backtesting results, until I get a reasonable backtest results. I don't necessarily need to be a positive win rate, but at the minute, like I said, I've not actually changed the EMA length. I've just took it as at the minute from the one that I was on, which was crude oil. But still, I'm getting a plus 37% R on that. And if I was to just keep the settings the same, go Euro USD, I was gonna, just before I went on that, I was gonna say that Euro USD would be tragic, and it's 23R on there. but yet it's still only a win rate of 37. I'd be looking at a better win rate than that before I even started letting it trade. Same as that one, 38. It's not that good with a 39R. Let's go to the Dixie. There's a 50R overall. Litecoin, BTC. It's not actually got the BTC setting in, so this isn't going to be that good neither. The only thing that I actually fine-tuned this one to was not Brent. It's actually not that bad really. 40%, 58%, and it's actually just it 2R. So on this trade on Brent, because it's in a long, it's plus 2R, so it knows that it's actually at 2R on that trade. 60% loss rate, 40% win rate. I'd still try and fine tune that on there to try and get a better result. But this 48%, can't really go wrong with 48% win rate. Depends if you're losing more than you're winning, but on this it's winning more than it's losing. As you can see, I'm trying to get that out of the way. As you can see that it knows that we're in a long. We have just took TP1. We did that while we were broadcasting it, and it's an 86.86R return on the wins minus the losses, and it looks to me like it's kind of coiling up, and it's probably going to explode. Whether it's going to explode downwards or upwards, we're just going to have to wait to see which area gets broken first and which side wins, the Bulls or the Bears. Because I am in a long in this. Come on, the Bulls. The Bears seem to be winning at the minute. But if it does come down and takes me out of stop loss, that's exactly what it's there for. Just to cover the account. Theoretically, we've took TP1, so that's already sat in the account, again, theoretically. So we're in profit. We'd be taking a little bit extra profit if it comes down and takes us out. So for me, this trade, I'm kind of happy. We took theoretical profit at TP1. We've got our stop loss sat in more profit, which is just sat there waiting to be taken, if it does or not. TP3 is sat waiting to be took, which I'm hoping that it does do, because then it'll add £2,020 to the account, and that'll be a nice win for just one trade. But the risk itself, because I've moved that, the risk itself, well, I think it was 700 and odd pound risk. So that's what the initial risk was when the stop loss was here. And again, as soon as it hits TP1, we move to just over break even, which actually protects the profit we've just took at TP1 and protects the overall account anyway, and the trade that we're in, by just having the stop loss as goalkeeper and stopping price from giving us any loss that we might have occurred if stop loss was still at the original amount. Because to me it's counterproductive that I would actually keep the stop loss here, hit TP1, take a percentage at TP1, only just to let the trade actually come back and it full TP. To me, that's kind of counterproductive in trading. This is why I like moving my stop loss to just over break even, especially after hitting TP1. So I've took some out the trade, not all of it. It'd be some that was taken out the trade, and I've actually protect the trade now by moving the stop loss to just over break even. Which, if it does it, my stop loss, I get that little bit extra. So I'd have had TP1 plus a little bit extra. But I'm looking forward to actually getting this bot done when I'm off air. I'll update everybody in the Discord, so don't forget to like, subscribe, and get yourself in the Discord. Definitely hit that like button. Obviously, you're going to be seeing more of me. You're going to be seeing Sam tomorrow. Again, I think he's doing something with his exams. So again, we're going to wish him good luck with his exams. And we'll see you tomorrow, Sam. Whereby tomorrow I should be talking to Sam about a working EA, which is going to be this one. Just depends on what sort of bug I need to iron out and how hard that's going to be. But I'm going to keep the Discord up to date on that, and I'll post some wins if I can actually get it trading in time to actually take some wins, and I'll post my results in the Discord for the Discord community. So if you haven't already, don't forget to like, subscribe, and look in the description, because the link to the Discord is in the description. Get yourself in the Discord, where you're going to join Poley, in the Wilds Trades, MGN, and Unbiased Trader. Everybody's in the Discord. So get yourself in there. It's a great laugh, especially on a weekend, on a Friday for poker night. It's just a laugh with the lads for the banter, just to unwind after a trading week, whether it's been a successful week or a stressful week. It's just one way to unwind. And we've got the Whiskey Lounge in the Discord, where you can just open up a chat with whoever you want to chat with at the time, or we can have group sessions. I know Will's looking at doing a section in the Whiskey Lounge. He started that last night. I think that he's looking forward to actually getting that as a regular thing. But I won't say too much about that, because that's Will's department. I just give it a little plug. So yeah, there we go. We're out at TP1, and it's come back. Took us out at just over break even. So even though I have only just took 61 quid, which it's telling me I only took 7. Was that because of fees? I have not got a clue. I ain't got it to set to fees. No, what's this? No. These are just random trades that I entered into. Yes, it's 61 quid. Did I actually look at that wrong? I don't think I did. I must have got some fees set. So now I'm going to struggle. No, I'm not. Getting rid of that. So now what it's going to do, it's going to take me out the trade, which it's actually cleared up the trade now. It's going to now bounce off the EMA without crossing it. And it's gonna now hit TP3. Which I've had trades do that to me before. I'm fine with it now. It's just one of those things. Take it on the chin. I want before. Like I said to Sam before, since I started Forex trading, I've never actually been through so many keyboards. With the frustration that I ran into at the beginning. So I've got to apologise to many a keyboard for being a sore loser. But I've learned my patience and everything like that in the years that I've done it. I say years. This is my second year in Forex. I was trading BTC before I came into Forex trading and indices and stocks and stuff. And I never actually experienced the level of stress that I actually experienced with Forex in my first year. So that was an eye-opener, or at least for me, because I found out that I was a very sore loser, should we say. But we've got to live and learn and take it on the chin, and learn from our mistakes, which I started making very regularly. And it was a case of I'm going to have to sort this out. What am I doing wrong? So I started actually looking at what I was doing wrong, and I was bringing a trading strategy from crypto and trying to apply it to Forex. That just wasn't working. I adapted it slightly, which started giving me a little bit of profit. And then obviously I adapted it a little bit better towards the price action. I actually saw more price action. So I saw more price action within Forex, which was it was able to let me adjust my strategy. So this has just opened up a short, which I don't expect it to actually go through with unless it actually is changing now. Which that could be open a short straight to stop loss. So we'll give this a couple more minutes before I end the stream. It's coming close to end the stream anyway. So again, don't forget to like, subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to have a look in the description for the Discord link, and get yourself in the Discord link. I'm sure everyone will welcome you positively. To anybody that's new to trading, if you're in the Discord, there's some great chaps in there that'll actually not give you any trading advice, but they'll help you and give you their trading experience. So as you can see now, we've just gone into this sell. Stop loss has just moved to just at break even. So I'm going to go plus 81. So if it comes back now, again, we've just took another back-to-back TP1 plus whatever that is. I'm going to give it 87, and let's see if it hits this and then gives me £8. Like, I'm sure I had it at 60 odd quid and I only got £7 of it. So I don't set TradingView up like everybody else does, where their account would actually display everything to a T. It's all just set as it opened up. So any discrepancies in these kind of numbers to what I'm taking, I'm not really necessarily that bothered. That's not what I'm actually going for. That's not what I'm showing. I'm just showing the execution of the bot as it's taking TPs, and the dashboard that changes accordingly. You see we've took 2 wins, and now that 48 is now a 49% win rate. So after this one, it may change to 50% win rate. It may not. And then we may take a loss and then it'll drop again. But that's exactly how this is. These figures are all now live after backtesting immediately after the 100 trades. It moves forward and adjusts the figures accordingly to live price action. There you go. We've just hit TP2. That's awesome. I'm going to have to put that there because that was a hell of a fast candle, that. I would have trailed my stop loss. All right, so I've edged it forward a little bit from 80 to 116. So if we get taken out now, we've hit TP2. So we've had TP1, we've had TP2. I would have actually trailed it at TP1, but with it being a low time frame, that nearly took my hand off when I was trying to trail it. So I'll take 170. I'll take 170, and we've got like a minute and a half in this candle left. It seems to have gone on pause. But when I was about to move the stop loss a little bit further down, that nearly took my hand off. I wasn't necessarily expecting it to move that fast. I'm aware that it can, because I've seen it before. Some whipsaws have actually been absolutely mental from what I've seen, especially NFP day. If you've ever looked at the market on NFP, you shouldn't be trading. You should be trading on them moments, because it's far too volatile. It's far too volatile, and the whipsaws that there is are kind of quite vicious. So with that, I've got a minute left. Thanks for joining me today. I wished I could have shown you a working one instead of simulating this one. But at least we've took a TP1 and are just over break even. This trade, we've actually just took a TP1 and a TP2. And fortunately, we are still in it. So I'll sort of update the community whether this hits TP3 or not. This trade for me is a paper trade, so it's not going against any particular stats that I'm actually keeping track of, except the performance of the actual bot hitting TP1, TP2, TP3. But it would be nice for it to hit TP3. Whether it does or not, it's entirely up to price action, which I keep saying. No one knows what the market's going to do at the time that the market's doing it. All that we can do is buckle up and enjoy the ride. So with that being said, thanks for joining us. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share. And again, I will say get yourself in the Discord, because it's one hell of a community. And to everybody that's in the community still watching this, I'll see you in the Discord, and I'll see you tomorrow along with Sam. And see you later. Goodbye.